Welcome, fellow humans. Today I'm going to tell the story of how I don't get ice cream headaches. This is the story of a lack of a medical problem for a change. Ice cream headaches, otherwise known as brain freeze, or, if you want to be technical, cold stimulus headaches, which is a surprisingly straightforward term for medical terminology. Anyway, they are the headaches that people get when they eat something really cold, such as ice cream. A lot of you are probably familiar with these from personal experience. People would talk about them, and for a while I didn't really think much about them, but as time went on, I got more and more curious about the fact that I can't remember ever having had one. So I started to wonder, why do so many people get these ice cream headaches, and I don't, or at least I haven't. I've tried to think about what might make me different, and I thought, well, an ice cream headache is a vascular issue. The cold is causing a vascular change that triggers the headache. And I have a lot of migraines. In fact, I always have a low-level bit of migraine. To me, that doesn't register as pain. That's just what it feels like to be alive. I only figured it out because over the course of my entire life, I've had cumulatively about 2 months with no migraine pain, and was able to notice and figure out the difference by really trying to think about what was making me feel so great when there was nothing different about what was going on. And then I realized that the background migraine was missing, and that made me realize I have a background migraine. But because I always have some degree of migraine action going on, I figured maybe that's serving as a buffer that's protecting me from ice cream headaches, that it has to get through that vascular issue before it can cause the ice cream headache, and the cold just isn't enough of a factor to do that. That sounded really plausible to me because cold can help with migraine pain. A long time ago, I actually had someone suggest to me that when you have migraine pain, you should stick your head in a freezer. This seems really inefficient to me. Like, from an energy perspective, you'd have to keep the freezer door open. You've probably got food in the freezer that you want to keep cold. I don't do this. I don't recommend you do this. But I will sometimes use cold compresses on the back of my neck or put something cold over my eyes, and that can help with migraine pain. So this seemed like a really sensible hypothesis. And so I went to look up if the internet seemed to think that this was a thing. And I am completely and utterly wrong. Turns out, it sounded good, sounds plausible, but the only information I can find about ice cream headaches and migraines is that people who get migraines are more likely to get ice cream headaches. And that doesn't fit with my hypothesis at all. So, oh well, that happens sometimes. But it does imply that not everybody gets ice cream headaches. So maybe I'm just one of those lucky people that don't. I've been curious about what percentage of the population get ice cream headaches sometimes and what percentage don't, but I haven't been able to find that information, so I have no idea how common my situation is or how rare it might be. Although I do consider this to be my one good superpower. I can eat ice cream and other cold foods with no concern about ice cream headaches. And it's not much of a superpower, but I'll take what I can get. I have actually tested the idea of whether or not I can get ice cream headaches. I've taken ice cream and deliberately shoved it against the roof of my mouth because I've read that that's what helps to trigger the ice cream headache. And I don't get the headache, so that's nice. And after having tried that to test for ice cream headaches, I have found that if I do that when I have a bad migraine, it does help with the migraine pain. But it only helps really briefly. It helps while the ice cream is there. So if I want to use ice cream to help as migraine pain relief, I have to keep eating ice cream. Which I know, that doesn't actually sound so bad, but migraines can last for a very long time, and I cannot continuously eat ice cream for hours and hours and hours. But I will sometimes use a migraine as an excuse to eat some ice cream and get some pain relief, slowly eating the ice cream while shoving it against the roof of my mouth. but generally cold compresses and migraine medications and such are much more efficient methods of dealing with a migraine. But anyway, even though my migraines do seem to go in the opposite direction as the ice cream headaches, all of the information online seems to say that's not what's going on. So I really don't know what's going on here. But what I do know is that I can safely eat ice cream, so that's nice. Anyhow, that's my story, and if you liked it, please click like, and if you know someone who might be interested in it, share it. If you'd like more similar content, subscribe, but most of all, I'd love to read your comments. Do you get ice cream headaches? Do you not get ice cream headaches? Do you know what's going on? It's not exactly a massively researched medical area, since admittedly it's not a very vital medical area. It's not exactly a huge medical problem that people get ice cream headaches. But anyway, I'd love to learn more about it because I find it interesting and I hope you do too. Thank you.